Okay, so now I've pressed sampling and I'm in the sampling menu right here. As you can see, we've got sampling, resampling, mix, auto divide, solo, and of course cancel. We can cancel and get out of sampling right back to our main screen. Let's go back to sampling again. I'll press sampling. And here I'm going to go sampling. I'll press the F1 key right there. And we're in the sample mode. As you can see, it's the sampling right here. Inputs, of course, we showed you earlier. This is our analogs, our digital inputs for our coaxial input, which I'm using right now from a CD player. I'll turn my CD player on. And of course, see how levels go back and forth here. We're sampling in stereo. So I've got no pre-sample time set up here at all. So I might just do a little bit of that first. And I'm used to using the data wheel here. And the cursor and the increase or decrease buttons right below the data wheel. And these levels going, they're going to be pretty good levels. Now I can go to volume and control my input. See, it's hard to distort, so we don't distort too much. Keep it perfect sound, but you really can't control the digital in. You just have to make sure that your input level is set for the right level. As you can see here, it's going to be a constant. Of course, it's digital input. That means it's taking the audio from the CD itself that I have in here. Now, let's pause this. Now, when sampling in, of course, we're going to make sure that we're sampling in. I prefer to go in stereo for one. Okay? So, I'll make sure I'm in stereo. Got my input select. As you can see right there. We've got our, I'm going to trigger manually. I'm going to hit this button right here, the F6. I'm going to trigger manually. We got our sample length. I want to make my length right here. I don't have to because I'm just going to sample it and run right there. I want a specific length. And no need for the auto trigger level. But I will keep it at 5, which is the default setting. And we have the gap time. Now, I'm going to select my sample. Let's see what I'm going to get here. And I'm going to press the button. So my levels look pretty good so far. They're going to be consistent pretty much on this CD. Now when I'm ready to sample, I'll press that start button, which is F6. I'll press stop. Now I'll pause the player, and you'll see here the sample forms. We've got it right there in front of us. We've got the entire sample length, and the areas here we have the high and low little pieces right across these lines, with the apex across the line there. This is our sample file. And next we'll get the beginning and the end of this file and show you how that's done. I want to show you one more thing. Now if I get a sample and I don't like, I think it's bad, I'll press menu right here. I'll move the cursor down to delete sample file. And I'll select enter. And that will delete my sample. So, if you want to delete your sample, you can, and this way you'll actually, keep what you want to keep, get what you want to get rid of. Now, to pull up samples, I'll exit this, and I'm going to press sample list. I'm going to see a list of the samples that were taken. And once you save them to the card, you should name them if you're going to save them to your card. Right now, this is the user memory for my sample list, and that's the sample I just took. Okay, so we're in sample list, and we see our sample right here. We can press select. And once we select that sample by pressing F6, we'll see the sample right here in a view. Now the lower view gives you a much more fine-tuned look. Now to actually trigger these samples, we can look at our keys down here at the bottom. And I can hit these keys here. As you can see, they get the sample faster and faster each time I move up. If I can select the speed I want to have that sample at. Let's go back up here. And we'll check out our sample now. Right here. So what we want to do, we want to cut the beginning and the end. We probably want to truncate it, but we want to get our start time. So to get our start time, we can move our data wheel And we move our data wheel back, as you can see here. And what's happening now, you're seeing it move back, and we're going to get closer and closer to the sample. And we're moving them closer and closer and closer and closer until we get to the edge of it right there.